Hi, Olivia. Welcome. You look cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. I don't actually try. I was gonna say I try and look cool, but I don't. But yeah, welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing well. In game, you look cool. Again, I try to look cool, but sometimes people think otherwise. Xanadu. Xanadu. I like this stitch. I really do. I think it's very cool, but some people say otherwise. And you're allowed to say otherwise if you don't like my stitch. That's fine. You can get over it. I don't really care. But yeah. Do you like pigs? That's interesting. That's interesting. But yeah, I like the stitch. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's one of my favorite stitches that I made in a wee while. So, yeah. Not quite as good as Pilgrim Boy. That one's going to be monumental. And will always be remembered. But otherwise, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. Right. Let us do Frenzy into a Scarecrow. Hopefully that kills. It should do a decent amount. We'll see. If it doesn't, we'll just do a Frenzy and Blade next. So yeah, we're just going to be fighting this guy over and over and over again, because this is one of the only fights where there's two Alphoi. I don't know why they want us to defeat the Alphoi. Kind of sad. Kind of sad, not gonna lie, but hey, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. Pilgrim Boy lives on in our hearts. He sure does. He will never be forgotten. He will never be forgotten. He is gone, but not forgotten. You like pigs too? They feel good in your stomach. Oh my gosh, bacon. Oh, yum. Yum. Bacon is good. Bacon is so good. My cousins have a pet pig. That did nothing. That's cool. Okay, I like that. Oh, I got stunned. That's why it did nothing. Why didn't anybody tell me I got stunned? Oh my gosh, chat. This is all your fault. You didn't tell me I got stunned. Oh my gosh. You distracted me. Ah! This is terrible. This is the worst day of my life. This is a tragedy. Absolute tragedy. How dare this happen to me? Now I have to wait for a reshuffle. Oh my gosh. And a healing current. Yikes. Yikes. Pigs are so scary. You distracted me with bacon. I know. It's terrible. Can we kill this dude? Surely we can kill this dude. And then we just have to worry about the other mans. And it'll be fine. Right? If we kill the boss, it's good because he can heal. So killing the boss would be the best. Kablam. Ouch, that hurt. He just threw a spear at me. Oh my gosh. But yeah, last night I was up until 11 and I managed to finish off the Crocotopia part of the spreadsheet of pain. That's the official name of the spreadsheet, by the way. The spreadsheet of pain and suffering. And let me tell you, Crocotopia and Kimberlung, pain and suffering. 100%. All of it is just pain and suffering. So, yeah, but that's done. That's cool and exciting. So then I just need to work on Marleybone and Mushu. And then by the time we get there, it's going to change anyway. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Crocotopia is now done, which is great. It took me a few hours, but finally done. Finally good. I have to say, there's so many things to get in Kimberlung. Hollow Mountain is absolutely crazy. You woke up to snaps from like 5 AM and was so confused. I was so happy. I just grinded it out, you know. I just did it. I just sat there and did it. Went through it, managed to finish it, was super happy with myself, super proud. I'm like, yeah, I've done good today. I've done good. So, yeah. You were surprised I was awake so long? Hey, this wasn't too late. It wasn't too late. I just had to get it done. Like, the thing is, I got to the skeleton key bosses because that's generally what I do last because they're annoying. And then I'm like, oh, there's so many things for, like, the rest of the dungeon here that I haven't actually added into the spreadsheet yet. So I just went through and just completed the boss section. I hope I've got everything. I really do. But at the moment, it's painful. I'll tell you that. It's painful. It's big pain. Big pain. You went to bed before you... Well, you should be, because... You should be going to bed before me most days. Because, like, when it's, like, 8 PM my time, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's, like, 3 AM. So, theoretically, even if I went to bed at 8, you should have still gone to bed before me. You know? Normally, I go to bed about 9 or 10, which is, 4 or 5 AM. which means you should probably be in bed before most days. You should go to bed at like 5 or 6 a.m. SMH, my kid. I underestimated how many drops Hollow Mountain has. It's insane. I mean, it doesn't have like a vast majority of drops. It's just there's so many like unique things that you have to account for, because there's like 2 tiers of unique gear, and that's kind of crazy, and it adds up really quickly. So yeah, it's done though, so that's good. That's good. It is done. Right, that was 53, I think, if I am mathed. If I am mathed, 53, love to see it. I am mathed. But yeah, that's a painful one. We're gonna be stuck on that for a long time, like a really, really long time. So that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting. You thought Wizard City was bad? Just wait till we get to Crocotopia. Oh my gosh, Ra in Crocotopia, that skeleton key boss drops literally every single thing in the game. It's ridiculous. Ra is honestly the most overdropped, like the boss that has the biggest drop log for literally no reason. Literally no reason. Like and then Sapoti, who's like right next to him, drops like nothing. You know, like half of Ra's drop table is just housing items. And like Sapoti, he only drops I think a pet, a mount, possibly a mount. I can't remember that off the top of my head. No, he doesn't drop mount. Ra drops all of the mounts. 2 housing items, 2 or 3 housing items, and then a staff for each school. So, like, whereas Ra, he drops a hat for each school, a hat for Universal, and 3 crowns hats, 3 crowns robes, a robe for each school, and also a Universal robe. Then boots for all of the schools, 3 crowns boots, and 3 Universal boot. And then also, I think he drops wands. Again, 3 crowns wands, 1 for each school, and a Universal one. And then I think he drops a couple of amulets and athames. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he does. And then he drops like 100 trillion million furniture items, because he drops the whole Crocotopia decoration pack thing. And that's the only place you can get them. So you have to farm for them. So, like, it's kind of insane. He has such a bloated... Oh, and also 4 mounts on top of that. So he has, like, the most bloated, and I think, like, 3 pets. He has such a bloated drop table. It's insane. Absolutely insane. If your storm ever makes it to Darkmoor, imagine. I know, right? That would be crazy. At least Darkmoor's not too bad, because you can only get, like, your school specific gear. You can't actually have drops from other schools, whereas in most of these fights, like in Hollow Mountain, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can get drops of other schools, so that's also on there. If that deems to be incorrect, then they will be removed. But at this stage, it doesn't say anywhere that you can't get them, and I'm pretty sure I have gotten them on other characters, so I'm 80% sure that I have to get all of them. The only exceptions I've done for that sort of stuff is for skeleton key bosses, because honestly, farming for that many skeleton keys already is going to be painful. Ra is going to take so long. I'm not looking forward to Ra. Honestly, that is the one boss I'm not looking forward to at all. That is going to be an absolute grind fest. Like, it's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be okay for the first few items that we get, but as soon as we start not getting anything, because we've got, like, a majority of the way through the drop log, we're just going to be running him over and over and over and over and over again, getting absolutely nothing for so long. It's going to be terrible. Absolutely terrible. But hey, that's fine. It is the spreadsheet of pain for a reason. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. But yeah, Darkmoor I don't think will be too bad. But then also, by the time we get there, they may have changed skeleton keys anyway. So we may have to move Ra into a different table. because if it becomes gold keys only, and the only way to get them is through Beast Moon, I will save that until the end. I'll save all of those bosses until the end. Simply because getting gold keys at a low level only through Beast Moon is not exactly the way that I want to play that character. Like, I will be doing Beast Moon eventually, but at the start of the game, I think it's more better to focus on, like, actually getting through the content first than, like, spending 500 million years farming Beast Moon just to craft skeleton keys. So, if that change comes in before we get there, which is why I'm kind of, like, half-minded, maybe I just take out skeleton key bosses altogether in preparation for that, but I don't know when that's happening. So, for now, since there's stone and wood keys technically still dropping from bosses, I believe, they will remain on the list at the moment, but that may change a little bit. That may change in the future. Yeah. Also, Roberto's going to be annoying. He's the Wizard City guy. He's going to be slightly annoying to farm, because he doesn't have high drop rates, and most of the gear that he drops is absolute trash. But he only drops, like, a couple of wands, and I think we can only get one, your school one, I believe, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Antique coins. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. X-Cax is gold key now, so if she was annoying then. I think she was always gold key, wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was always a gold key. Because I have not done many stone key bosses on this character, and I've definitely done her. I have definitely done her, and I'm pretty sure she's a... I'm 80% sure she was a gold key already. She was stone, really? I thought she was gold. I for sure thought she was gold. My mistake then. Jeez. Yikes. But, I mean, gold keys aren't exactly hard to get. You just need to do Beast Moon a whole bunch, which is fine. And I'll be doing that on the character anyway, because I want to craft all of the Beast Moon robes. Or at least the Beast Moon robe for my school. Was she stone? I swear she was gold. She was stone. Oh, wow. Okay. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, also, Spirit of Ignorance, which is in Wizard City, has been bumped off the skeleton key list, even though he wasn't on there. But he has been moved and removed from that list as well. Because he is now a gold key boss, and I feel like we'll just wait until the end. We'll just wait until closer towards the end of the walkthrough when we start doing those skeleton key bosses. Because I feel like if we can craft the spells, we should probably do that instead of farming for spell elements. That's kind of what I'm thinking for that. But also gold keys are going to be painful. Just absolutely painful to get until I start doing Beast Moon on that character, but I want to do Beast Moon more on my death at the moment, so yeah. Ideally, my Storm character will have every single form of the Beast Moon, every single beast form up to max tier. So, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. That's going to be painful, I can tell you that. Because I haven't even done that on my death yet. I'm only like halfway through, if that. So, that'll be interesting. Yeah, she was stone, I just checked. Which is interesting. I thought she was gold, though. I could have sworn she was gold, but she's not. She was stone. Warden was Billy the Cutter, Ra, Roberto, Sapote, Spirit of Ignorance, who is now gold. Takanobu, who is now gold, I believe, as well, and Temple Phantom. Stone was Balosh, Captain Hawkins, Inziza, X-Cax, Lambent Fire, and Simon the Sayer, who X-Cax and Lambent Fire are now gold. And gold was Aether Elemental, Aphrodite, Bunferatu, Tennyson, Fellspawn, Omen, and Mimic. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Right. What are we up to? What are we up to, yeah? Probably 59. Okay. 59. This is going to be the most painful. These two badges, the dwarf one and this one, are going to be so painful to do. Because it's just running into a dungeon over and over and over again. So tragic. I feel sorry for these poor Alphoi that I'm just defeating over and over and over again. It's kind of sad, not gonna lie. Kind of sad. I mean, we have a good setup going. We just, like, frenzy hit, blade hit. So, not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, I'm feeling like perhaps we might move the skeleton key bosses into, like, a tier of their own. But we'll see how that changes as the updates progress. And I might make that call later. Because the way that it's done, originally they were all, like, split into the bosses section, but I have since, like, changed it so they're their own tab, which is kind of nice because it means I can just easily take them out and put them somewhere else. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm open to feedback on that. I mean, the whole Storm spreadsheet I'm open to feedback on because it's our work in progress. I stunned again, I know. I saw that one. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. This fight is a pain. This fight is pain, but it's like the only fight where there's actually like 2 Alphoi that are kind of easy to kill. Instead of doing like a dungeon with 1, or like doing a long dungeon with like 3, but they're in 5 different fights. So, yeah, this is like the easiest way, I think, to get like 2 in 1 fight. Because I think most of the others are just 1, or they're like in a dungeon with like 1 fight, 1 fight, 1. Which is painful. 1 being there's only 1 in each fight, so theoretically the dungeon would be possibly quicker. But at the same time, I don't want to do dungeons, you know? That's just painful. That's just painful, and it would make it feel like it's slower. So, yeah. It's all about the feeling, you know? If you do a dungeon, it feels like it's much more painful and slower than it actually is. But I don't like feeling like I'm going slow, so we gotta do it this way instead. Plus we get some decent things, I guess, for gold. You got the 100 Alphoi badge from the Ethereum, where there's 2 in every room. Really? Is there 2 in every room in the Ethereum? Oh, is that Nightwing? I really don't want to fight bosses, though. Like, bosses that cheat. And honestly, this is probably as quick as doing the Ethereum. Doing this twice is probably as quick as doing the whole Ethereum. But, hey. You know, it's about how fast you think it goes, and I don't want to do dungeons because that's just annoying. Because generally there's a lot more walking involved, which is painful. And so many more loading screens. I have PTSD around loading screens, so just international player things. I see a loading screen, I panic because I know that there's a chance that I may get disconnected or the game crash during the loading screen or something. So I just try and not loading screen as much as possible. PTSD. Mainly from Pirate. Mainly from Pirate, where I would go into an area and have to wait 500 million years and then my game would just die. I would lose connection during the loading screen. So good. So great. I love it. I love it here. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right. Kablam. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. But yeah, these badges, the Dwarf and the Alphoi, kind of the worst ones in Imperia. Other than Medulla, Storm Titan, and Whirly Burly, and Beastman Fight Club. Which we're not doing at the moment. We'll do that later. Those will be all a series of their own. Obviously, Whirly Burly and Medulla are already a series of their own. But once we've finished Medulla, we'll start on the Storm Titan. And then we'll save the... I feel like the last badge that we get for Imperia is going to be the Beastman Fight Club badges. I feel like that's going to be the last ones we go for, because that's going to be pain. And hopefully by the time we're higher level, it'll be a little bit easier to do. That's my whole thought of it. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know if that's actually how it's going to play out, but that would be the ideal benefit. Because, I mean, the longer I wait, the more higher level I get, and the easier everything gets, theoretically. So that's kind of why I'm not like rushing for those badges at the moment. It's like Medulla, every time there's a world update, gets easier and easier and easier, which is cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, we needed to start doing some more Medulla. Rose is sick at the moment though, so I was gonna ask her yesterday, but she was sick and I didn't want to like destroy her while she's sick, because that's not a good idea. I'm too nice to do that. But I feel like hopefully next month we're gonna... Next month seems pretty quiet at work, which is good for you guys. Not good for me, but good for you guys. So I will try and I'll try and do an 8-hour stream and also do some more Medulla stuff. Hi Prox, welcome. Waiting to go home. Exciting. Exciting. Very cool. Hope your day was good. Yeah. You're currently at school. Well, I hope your school day was fantastic. You don't want to kick Rose while she's down, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, next month, September, we'll definitely do an 8-hour stream during September. I hopefully can make that happen. Yeah, I was meant to do one this month, but I just have not had any, like, free time at all to do that, unfortunately. This month was looking so quiet at the start of the month, and then it got super duper busy, like, all of a sudden, and I was just, like, working, like, nearly every single day and just had no time to actually do an 8-hour stream, which is pain. But yeah, we'll try and do some more Medulla next month, and 8-hour stream as well. Finish off Lemuria on Myth. You should have asked. No, I want you to get better. I want you to get better, Rose, okay? Who are you gonna quest on later? I'm not doing any questing today. We're just farming badges. This is probably going to be a slightly shorter stream because I need to go and have a shower and get ready for work after I finish. Yeah. So, we're just doing badges today. Generally, for early streams, it's either Storm or badges. And we did Storm yesterday, so it's badges. Same with late streams. So, like, if it's not at, like, my normal 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Central Time, then it's usually just either badges, Beast Moon, if Beast Moon's on, Decathlon if it's on, or Storm stuff. Because it's kind of, like, stuff that is, like, semi-boring. Storm isn't really boring. I don't think that's boring, but... generally, it's just, like, more, like, grindy sort of stuff. Whereas, if it's, like, normal time stream, I'll try and do, like, life questing or Medulla. Or, like, actual Storm is still in that list, but, like, other stuff as well. Whereas, badges is generally only when it's, like, a late or early stream. Because it's stuff that you can miss, technically. Because it's just me going into this dungeon over and over and over again about 50 times to get the badge. So, yeah. I was fine. This is so sad. No, and you need to get better. You need to get better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I didn't want you to get even more sicker. So, yeah. Because I know the last thing that I want to do when I'm sick is stream. Because generally, if I stream while I'm sick, it makes me sicker, and then I can't stream for as long or as much until I get better. That's just me. Maybe you're different. Maybe you're just built different, but yeah. Yep. Kablam. Kablam. And kablam, Scarecrow. Love to see it. Love to see it. Bum, ba-dum, bum. We're going to have to start Monstrology. I want to complete Monstrology on this character as well. I also want to test the treasure card display thing that we're going to be doing on my Storm. So we're going to try and do a test sort of run of that on my Death. And put up some treasure cards. We also need to decorate my house as well for this year. Or for this Scroll of Fortune season, because we need to do that. We need to decorate the Lemuria room, which we haven't done yet, and we need to do that before the end of the year. So, if you have any ideas of what we should put in the Lemuria room, let me know. because we need to put stuff in there. Or what was like the most important things that happened this year from what, like this time last year till now. So basically from the summer update or just after the summer update until this summer update is kind of how that goes. What were the most important like things that happened? Because I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember that far back. I might have to go through the update notes and see what happened. The street vendors in Telos sell old one paintings. That is true. The street vendors are quite cool. We usually go and get a whole bunch of stuff that is matching the world, but I need to work on that room a little bit. We need to make that room beautiful because at the moment it is very blank. The only thing that is in there is my last stitch, Cowboy Mans, and Gamma and Piggle plushie because they came out during that time. And the Scroll of Fortune painting. So, yeah. Bum 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 bum. Right. Yeah. So we need to work on that sometime during a stream, like we did last year. Decorate that room of the Hall of Memories. Getting stunned sucks. I hate getting stunned. It is literally the worst thing ever. Man, it is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Man, I need to start writing I need to finish the script for the Pirate 101 thing. I might try and do that over the weekend. Because I need to get that sorted. Let me set a reminder for that. Script. Let me set a reminder for Sunday, I think is a good time. At 9 AM. Sounds good. Because I need to get that done. I want to get that up in the next few weeks. Which means I need to finish the script first. Before I record it. And then do all of the B-roll and then edit it. Because I want to get that up. I need to start posting videos more often. I don't want to have like a month and a half break between videos. Because that's what I did last time. Between the last video, which was the pirate update video, and this update video. And I kind of don't want it to be just update videos. Because that is boring. That is boring. So, yeah. We're working on it. And then I also need to do a gear video as well. Which will be after the pirate one, theoretically. Maybe it won't be. It depends. Depends how bored I get. Well. Hi, Dylan. Hello. How's it going? What are we up to? We are up to 69. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm a Master Explorer, but you're a Lemurian Explorer. Which one is better? I've explored many places. You've only explored one, theoretically. So I think I win. Probably. Oh, it doesn't add another guy. This is tragic. Oh well, that is okay. That is okay. Bum 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 bum. Also, does anyone know what the secret badge is that is not on the wiki in the miscellaneous badge category? Because I was looking at my badge list and there's 17, but on the wiki it only says 16, and I was pretty sure there was only 16 as well. Because theoretically, the only badges I'm missing are the three last team up badges. But apparently, there's another one, and it's not on the wiki, and I don't know what it is. And I am slightly confused as to what it could be. Does anybody know what it is? Because I'm kind of confused. Not gonna lie. And I feel like it was added in the last update. Unless it's the badge for, the nullifier badge or whatever it is for defeating the raid. That Ferric did. Congrats to him, by the way. Well deserved. Unless it's that one. Maybe it's that one. Possibly. But it's not sure. The wiki doesn't know about that yet. They haven't updated much about the last update. That's the one thing about the wiki, is it's so slow. And most of the information I have found on the wiki recently is very out of date. Like, for example, boss drops. Not exactly in date much anymore. I really feel like we just need to do a project where we just get everybody to farm bosses for like 5 hours or something. Like, everyone farm a boss for 5 hours, and we just like completely smash out the, like, kind of just what it drops. You know, just take note of every single drop you get, and like, sort that out. I feel like that would be a very beneficial thing for the game. But I don't know if we can actually, like, get that done. But that would be very cool, as if there was just, like, one weekend, or, like, one Sunday or whatever, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, where there's just a boss farming day. And the wiki is like, we will be farming X boss. Please send us screenshots of every single drop you get. And then they go through and completely redo, like, the drop logs for each boss. So, for example, you start off with Rattlebones or something, and you just go through and fight them for, like, 4 or 5 hours. Just as many people as possible, just to get the widest range of drops possible. Master Explorer is better, yeah. I feel like that would be a very good project to do. Mainly because the wiki doesn't actually, like, scrape stuff right from the files. Which would be great when the Atmoplex gets their wiki up, because that probably be most likely scraped straight from the files, which would be a lot more better way to, like, figure out who drops what and what is actually, like, possible. But yeah, I feel like there just needs to be, like, a day where we're like, even if it's just, like, one boss a day, and there's, like, you know, 50 different people who just go in and fight the boss, you know, just to try and get, like, a more up-to-date, accurate, like, list of drops for the wiki. Because the wiki's great, but the thing that I've noticed is most of the drops at the moment, because the game keeps changing and none of the drops are, like, stated anywhere, they're quite incorrect, and it's been around for so long that, especially when they go and redo, like, Wizard City, for example, they change every single drop, or not every single, but a lot of the drops that are on those bosses. They retire some, and then some of the items, like Rattlebone's feet, just no longer drop at all. So it gets to a point where the wiki is pretty, like, useless in that regard. Other than the most important gear that you're looking for, which generally you know what you are looking for, it's kind of like, not very up to date. Data mining is the best way to stay updated. It is. I wish I could. I wish I knew how to do that, because then I would. If I knew how to get all of that sort of stuff, I would 100% sit there and basically make a spreadsheet of every single boss drop, mob drop in the game. Like, if I knew how to do that, I would just sit there and do that. Unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to access that information. I've tried. I just don't know. I just do not know how to do that. But if I had, like, that stuff in front of me, someone gave it to me, for instance, and they're like, Brent, just go through and pick out all of the drops from this creature, I would write a spreadsheet for it, like 100%. I would just sit there one night, even if it took me until midnight, just to write it out, just so everybody knew what actually dropped from where, in, like, a decent format. Like, I would 100% do that. I would 100% do that, you know? And it's a shame that, like, that isn't being done. And it relies so much on community contributions, because then an update comes out, everything changes, but you've got, one, outdated information, and two, it takes them forever to get any of the new stuff onto the wiki, because the community hasn't found it, or, you know, people who have found it don't post it to the wiki and don't update the wiki.
So it just becomes a little bit like lagging behind. For example, when I was first making the storm spreadsheet, it was right when I think there was a skeleton boss update. I think for like the caramel one. And I just couldn't use any of the information about caramel yet because it was just so outdated and there was just nothing there. It just wasn't complete. So I feel like we need to have a system where either King's Isle, especially for bosses, I feel like King's Isle should have like notable drops somewhere displayed, a UI for them like somewhere. And I've always felt that because it's something that the game is missing, because there's no sense of actually fighting bosses unless you know what you're doing. Like if you don't know what you're doing, it's just not great because you don't actually know what a boss drops, you know. And I feel like perhaps there needs to be somewhere written down what it actually is. We're at 75, only 15 more. 15? Yeah, 15. Nice. But yeah, I feel like that's something that we perhaps should happen. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But if someone gave me a data mine like list of every single boss drop, I would 100% sit there and write them all out into a spreadsheet. 100%, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I would be bored enough to do that one day. Especially if it benefits the whole community. I would not have any problems with doing that. It's just getting your hands on that kind of information that is very difficult, and I don't know how to do it. So, yeah. But it would be so much better for everybody involved, honestly, if we can just have that information as up to date as possible. Because it sucks. It sucks. Like, for example, there's a whole bunch of badges that have been missing in the wiki for such a long time. They've mostly caught up now, I think. But there's one missing in the miscellaneous badge page at the moment, which is interesting. So, yeah. There's also always a whole bunch of Beast Moon badges as well that they do not have. Because, unfortunately, the wiki is like one update behind, kind of, for the vast majority of time. Especially when a new world releases, because there's so many new things that are added. The wiki is like always like 1 or 2 updates behind. And it doesn't get updated for most of like the new world until like February or March, which is ages after it's released. Ages and ages, which sucks. But yeah, it would be just so nice if there was a way to like just have all that information readily available, because it is quite important information, especially for water boss drops that's like kind of cool or unique. And I've always been of the opinion that there needs to be some sort of way to see that somehow. I don't know how they would implement that, but there needs to be a way where you can have like a UI and it'll kind of have like a collection log sort of thing, where like you can have like a selection of like all of the bosses in the game. We're just limited to bosses at the moment, and like you can go click on their profile. You can see like, you know, an image of them and like what school they are, how much health they have. Probably not like any of their like stats on the back end, because technically you not really need to know about that. Maybe just like what it resists to, what it boosts, and then like notable drops. So like everything that is unique to the boss. So like, for example, Rattlebones has like the Rattlebones cowl, you know, that's something that's unique to the boss. And I also feel like if they do that, then it kind of pushes King's Isle in a way to make more unique gear for each boss, because there should be, every boss, in my opinion, should have some unique thing that it drops, because otherwise there's no point adding a boss, in my opinion. Most of the bosses in the game, especially in later worlds, are just there for questing purposes. There's no other reason for the boss to exist other than the boss is a boss because the quest says it's a boss, and we need a boss here because the quest needs a boss. Whereas I think if you're implementing a boss, you should be kind of thinking about what you can get out of it. Whether it's just something small, like a housing item, like, for example, like a gate for your house, you know, or something like that. Something as stupid as that, or like a stone wall or something. You know, or maybe it's like a cool looking set of armor or like gear, you know, like maybe it's a cool wand, you know, maybe each score has a wand that looks kind of cool, you know, something like that. And it may not have great stats, but at least it's something that only the boss drops, you know. I feel like that would be a great way to, you know, get people to repeat content as well, because at the end of the day, if you want to make money off memberships, you have to get people to like actively play and repeat content as well. And if you have a system where there's like a drop log in game, people, especially people like me, will be like, oh, I gotta go and complete the drop log, you know. And perhaps maybe you get a special badge after you've completed all the drop logs in a world, you know, like Chrysalis Crusher or something for like completing all of the Chrysalis bosses drop logs, you know. I feel like that would be like a very interesting way to basically like reuse content, because at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's just reusing content. People are gonna hate it because it's grindy and you never know when you're gonna get something, but I feel like eventually you will. And yeah, it may take a wee while, but at least it's emphasizing you and you know what you're going to get when you do it. And I feel like Chrysalis Crusher, exactly, such a cool badge. Imagine, I just made that up in my head right now. But like things like that, I feel like the game needs something like that, because it would actually value going back to bosses that you probably perhaps wouldn't farm, because like who the heck actually goes back to General Achilles and goes and gets all of his unique drops? No one, you know, no one. But if there's a drop log that's enticing you to do that, then hey, there's an extra bit of membership, because you know they're going to spend time farming those bosses because they want to get the badge or whatever, you know. Perhaps after you've completed all of the bosses, you get a special. There's a thing that you can craft in the hub of each world, and like after every single boss you unlock a new piece of gear, like kind of like the Beastman stuff. You can like rank up your robe or something, you know, like you can go from just the boring old robe to like having the cool cape with the icon, and then like gold version and stuff like that. I feel like that would be kind of cool to do as well. But yeah, I feel like that would be a very good way to basically reuse content, but also at the same time make it somewhat worth it for people, because at the moment you can do it, but you're not really getting anything out of it other than bragging rights, really. Like, that's the whole point of the Storm walkthrough, just bragging rights. I don't get anything out of it. But I feel like if you want the game to have the draw to, like, continue to come back and do more, then perhaps that is a good way to go about it. Yeah, it's not necessarily hard content, but it is content that will get you to come back, you know? And for completionists, they always love a challenge. Like, every completionist out there loves a challenge. You know, they will grind for those badges and that sort of stuff. And as long as you make it abundantly clear that it's not for, like, it's not going to block any sort of gameplay, all of the like, if you drop badges or like gear pieces, they will all be like cosmetic or something, and just make that abundantly clear from the beginning, just to show off your kind of rank. You know, I feel like that would be a good way to like offer that to those people who want a challenge, you know, and not necessarily like a challenge of this boss is way too hard, he will just one-shot me in 5 rounds unless I hit, you know, unless I kill him, he will one-shot me. That's not really a challenge, that's just annoying. But like, this is more of a tedium challenge, but also reusing content that otherwise you're not going to be using, and it would extend memberships. And I feel like that's a good idea, in my opinion. Hi, Brainslav, welcome. How are you? How's it going? Bum, ba-dum, bum. Right. What are we up to? Spider silk. Ooh, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Imperia. 83. 83, we can do it. We can do it! We can get it in this hour, which is cool. Lovely. We can do it. But yeah, like, what are your thoughts on that? Would that be something that would be... Do you think you would like to see that? Because I think that would be really cool. Because also, the other thing that I've always thought is, why the heck does, in Golem Court, is there that Zebra Man who has the title of Bounty Hunter. He does absolutely nothing. The only time we hear of him is one at, like, before Zafaria, which is fine, whatever. Is he a lion or a zebra? I don't know. You know you know who I'm talking about, right? He's the guy in Golem Court next to the tower. He talks to you one time when you're first about to face Rattlebones, and he's like, "Hey mate, this is a boss monster. He drops cool stuff." But like, other than that, you never hear of him. And I feel like giving him this sort of role as like bounty hunter, and he is kind of like in every world, setting out like either challenges or like trying to get you to complete the like completion logs for each boss. I feel like that would like expand that sort of system a little bit more, because otherwise he's a completely useless NPC and has absolutely no use in the story other than the first quest of Zafaria where you get there. That's it. And I feel like that would be a cool way to, you know, incorporate him, and also incorporate his the first time we hear his voice, which is, "Hey mate, you're fighting a boss monster. They drop cool stuff sometimes." It's got an Australian accent. That was my terrible attempt at an Australian accent. I apologize. Yeah, I feel like that would be a cool way to implement that, you know, because it just serves no purpose, and it would be cool if he did, you know, because I feel like if you're gonna have NPCs, especially with titles like Bounty Hunter, they should have an actual purpose in the game. You know, it's all very well having just NPCs there, but if they have a title, then they're technically important and they should be doing stuff for you, or like offering challenges, and perhaps this man should be offering a challenge. Just a suggestion. But I feel like that would be a very good way to engage people a little bit more, and technically it artificially increases playtime, and people will probably not like it, but I feel like it would be cool for those people who want it, you know, because the fun thing about games, in my opinion, is just completing things, you know, like even if it's like insane, like, oh, I gotta go fight this boss 100 times, you know. I mean, we do that anyway for badges. Like, people go and collect badges, and they fight frickin', where is it? Like 1,000 marshmallow, you know? What do you get out of that? A badge, you know? What do you get out of fighting the bosses over and over and over again to complete the thing? You get all of the things that you got dropped, plus also maybe a badge, or perhaps he will sell like a unique piece of armor, and, you know, that can like level up based on how many boss logs you've completed. And if you complete them all, you might get a badge, you know? That would be kind of cool. I've always been in favor of that, and I've always thought that that would be a good idea to add into the game. And I'm kind of disappointed that Monstrology wasn't like that, because I felt like that would be a good opportunity to use for Monstrology. But also, I'm not against how Monstrology turned out either. I feel like that's a interesting mechanic. But, yeah. Yeah. I'd love to hear thoughts about that, because there's something that I've like wanted for a long time. And it's like one update that I feel would be not exactly too difficult to implement. But would have quite a good impact, in my opinion, on the game and like the completionist side of the game. Because as long as it's not locking out like the best in slot gear, I don't want it to do that, because it should only be for those people who want to like sit there and grind, you know? It should be a challenge for those people, you know? It shouldn't be a challenge for like getting gear for everyday people. Like the robe or whatever you get from like completing as many bosses as possible shouldn't have stats. It should be completely cosmetic only and look cool, you know? And as you get more and more higher level, or complete more and more bosses in that world, it'll change its appearance, you know? Like, for example, it starts off like 1 to 5 bosses, it looks like this. 5 to as soon as you get to 6 bosses, it changes to like have a different kind of look, you know? I feel like that would be a kind of cool way to go about it. Uh-oh, Dylan fizzled. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, I feel like that would be a interesting system to add. Plus, it would also keep bosses like up to date, you know, and then we know kind of what the special items are that we should be looking for from each boss, because there's just so many bosses in the game, and half of them just don't mean anything because they don't drop anything unique. Welcome back. We were just talking about Bounty Hunter. in Wiz, where you complete drop logs for bosses, and you get like badges and robes that prestige as you complete more bosses in the world. What are your thoughts? That would simply be cosmetic. Fancy. It's something that I've wanted for a long time, because I feel like it would be just such a cool system that engages people a little bit more, and especially for completionists, which I feel like is a good idea to do. So, yeah. And then also, going forward, it kind of gives King's Isle a reason to give unique stuff to each boss, because at the moment, there's literally no reason, because people aren't going to use it. Whereas, if it's in a drop log, you know, you still may not use it, but at least there'll be people actively farming for it, and, you know, you may have a wand that looks really cool from a boss. Like, for example, General Electric here. Imagine having his wand. It looks so cool. It's like a spear that's, like, lightning-y. Pretty cool. Imagine one for each school, you know? And the color of the lightning changes depending on the school that it drops for. Like, that would be kind of cool. Imagine being a completionist. I know, crazy. Crazy. But yeah, that's just kind of that's kind of what I would like to see. I doubt that it would ever happen, but I mean, I think it's such an easy change, but it would add quite a decent amount of value to those players who want to have a little bit more, or who want to put in a little bit more work, or want to complete the game. Because at the moment, there's no real way of tracking how well you complete the game, other than, oh, the badges for side quests, and the badges for main world, and badges for killing things, but generally only minions or mobs, you know? I feel like it would be a cool extra, like, way to, like, show off how much you do with the game, you know? Because at the end of the day, MMOs, you're generally trying to show off and one-up your friends. You know, you want to try and be the best, better than your friends. And if you can't show off how many bosses you've defeated to get this one specific drop from this one boss, and then defeated all of the other bosses in that world and got a cool robe and badge from it, then how are you meant to live with yourself? You can't show off to your friends if they can't see your achievements, you know? Definitely didn't spend like 8 hours doing monstrology yesterday for completionism. Exactly. I need to do that. I need to do some more monstrology. We're gonna do some monstrology streams. Once I've gotten sick of doing badges over and over and over again. I kind of want to complete all of the easy caramel badges, aka just the mob fight ones. And then all of the Lemuria badges. And then I'm gonna start on monstrology, I think. Unless the new world comes out by then, which is possible. That sounds really cool. There's a lot of little aspects and a bunch of bosses that could make it cool gear or something. I think it should be every single boss should have a drop log. And there should be at least 3 items from every single boss. Whether they be housing items, whether they be unique pets, or whether they be like a whole, like... It doesn't even have to be like lots, you know? It could be one wand for each school. You know, that's not exactly terribly difficult to do. It could be like boots, but the boots go well with the robe from this other boss, you know? And... you know, the hat that you get from this other boss go well with the boots that you got from this boss, and the robe that you got from that boss, you know? And then if you combine the one with that, that looks pretty cool as well. Like, I feel like that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Because at the moment, there's not enough bosses that drop, like things that are, like, solely unique to them, unless they're key bosses or end-of-world bosses. Those are generally, especially in later worlds, the only bosses that actually drop, like, mainly unique sort of stuff. And they don't have to be like particularly good. They just have to either have like really cool aesthetic or just be unique, you know? Like, even if it's just like a few housing items, like, oh, this is the only place where you can get like a Lemurian tea cart or whatever, you know, that you can place down in your house. Keeps decorators happy because they get something else, and you know, it gives the boss something a little bit different, you know? That boss you go for like a few decorations for the world, you know? I feel like that would be cool. I've always wanted that idea, because most, like, RPGs have, like, some form of, like, collection log system. And this is not really a collection log in Wiz. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Because as I grow up, I've become more and more of a completionist, and I just simply dislike not being able to see my progress. You know? But hey, maybe I'm just a small minority that I would want something as ridiculous as that so I can have the achievement of completing every single drop log. You know, I feel like that would be cool. 3 more months until New World. I know. It's coming around so quickly. So quick. So many quickly. Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be cool. And I feel like there's always been a need for the bounty hunter to have more. Because he just chills in Golem Court and does absolutely nothing. He's basically a waste of space at this point. Like, there's just no reason ever to use him. And expanding him a little bit, and perhaps he's the vendor for, like, bounty hunter, like, robe that you get for prestiging the world. I think that would be kind of cool. Time, please go faster. Thank you. I don't know if I need it to go faster. I don't know if I need it to go faster. Wow, I didn't even kill. I'm trash. I'm trash at the game. Absolute trash. I do, it's hot. So you want your place to be cold so mine can be hot? That's kind of rude, you know? Like, did you think about me in this situation? Gave you a blade too, I know. I think I rolled low. What am I trying to say? I think I rolled low on the crit. I think. Unfortunately. Yes. No. That's so mean. That's so mean. This is tragic. Absolutely tragic. Shaking and crying. Absolutely devastated. Uh-oh. We didn't get the badge in the hour. Oh, no. Luckily, I can stream for a little bit longer. We'll get this badge today. I think that'll be probably end of stream, but... How far away are we? 93. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. That's not too bad. It can be your birthday. I don't want it to be my birthday because then I'm like 23 and that's old. That's old. I don't want to be 23 yet, okay? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22 and I want to stay that way. I want it to stay that way for a little bit longer, you know? Right. Boom. Bam. Wham. Isn't Dylan older than that? Yes, Dylan is older than me. You're gonna be 25 this year. Yikes. Yikes. You're the same age as, one of my friends. I always call him old. He hates that. But he deserves it because he's old. You must be a fossil then. Yep, 100%, 100%. I think he's already 25, is he? Yeah, he's already 25, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's like nearly 3 years older than me. Yeah. Poor Dylan. Yep. Yup, that's how it works. Is how it works, 100%. 100% how it works. Crit, kablam. They didn't die. Tragic, just the minion died. Oh no, hopefully Dylan can come in with the kill. He does. Lovely. I love having 10,000 health. It's so satisfying to see 5 numbers down here. I love it. I feel so strong. I feel so healthy and strong. It's so nice. Because, I mean, I went from, like, having 7,000 before I got this gear to having 10,000. So, it's actually quite a huge upgrade. I went from having, like, the same amount of health as a fire wizard to having the same amount of health as an ice wizard. And a life wizard. And, like, just one gear change, basically. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right. 95. I'm so sold that in history class I wrote down what I was doing. Oh my gosh. You're so old that you are the history. You are the history. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine. 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 Right. 95. This will be 97. So we just need two more fighty boys of these guys, and then we're done. Then we're done, and it'll be great. It'll be so cool and amazing. Dun 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 dun. We then need to do pet catching, and by catching I mean hunting. That'll be fun. Collect all of the pets. Dylan wrote the Declaration of Independence. Whoa, that's pretty old. Got that from a Yo Mama Joke website. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Boom. Blade. No. No! Why you blade? So sad. So sad and tragic. Just kidding. I don't care. He's probably dead. And by probably, I mean he's most likely dead. As long as Dylan doesn't fizzle. But Dylan would never fizzle. That's never happened ever in his life. Never has he ever fizzled. Ever. I've never seen Dylan fizzle. He's like me. We just never fizzle. Death Wizards don't fizzle. It's scientifically proven by me that Death Wizards just cannot fizzle. They're fizzle immune. Very tragic. For anybody that isn't us, because you guys can fizzle. Kind of cringe. Imagine fizzling. I would never. I would never. We would never fizzle. Ever. Right. 97. This will be number 99. Here we go. And then we've done it. Alphoiled. Alphoiled again. Oh, hello. It didn't spawn for a second. They're like, nah. I'm sorry. You've already fought us too much. You have to find someone else now. Imagine if they said that. That would be funny. Actually, that would not be funny. That would be terrible. That would be painful. That would be so painful if that happened. Great. Kablam. Stunned. Love to see it. Love to see it. Imagine if that was actually a thing. Imagine. Like, after a while, you just cannot fight the boss. They're going to sleep. They need to rest. It's like companions in Pirate. They go on bed rest for a bit after you've fought them too much to stop you farming them. Imagine that. Oh, sorry, I can't do another Darkmoor run. This is my 10th run in the last day. Malice is about to fall asleep on me, so I'll have to do it tomorrow. Or farming Old One Scion. Sorry, I've already farmed him 50 times this week. No more. I have to wait till next week. That would be so terrible. That would be so terrible. Please don't manifest that. Oh, that would be funny. No, I fizzled. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing. Notice, boss is currently on bed rest. Come back in this amount of hours. Yeah, that would be so funny. But also, never do that. That would be terrible. That would be terrible game design. But also really funny. But also terrible game design. It's funny to think about, but it wouldn't be funny in practice. It would be terrible in practice. Spend 1,000 crowns to unlock 10 more runs. Imagine. Imagine. That would be terrible. April Fool's joke potential. Imagine. That would be so funny. They put out the spring update next year on April the 1st. Test run goes live, and it's just that change. Like, the only thing that changes is bosses now have a cooldown. Oh my gosh. Imagine. I think everybody would be so angry. And then they'd realize, oh wait. Oh wait, it's April the 1st. Actually, they wouldn't realize that. They'd be too engulfed in rage. They would be too engulfed in rage. Right, last one. Last one. Amazing. We can do it. We can do it. Here we go. We get the badge. It'll be amazing and cool and good. Frenzy. Frenzy. bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Right, let's do this. Let's destroy this man's. Would you like to wake up boss now for 500 crowns? Imagine. Imagine. That would be painful. That would be so painful. That would be so painful. And on the April Fool's Day, if you click yes on that, it would just go into a perpetual loading, and then it would crash your game. I feel like that would be really funny. That would be really funny. And obviously it wouldn't do it, but like it would freeze your game when you clicked yes. And it would make you panic. Like, oh my gosh, they don't even want my money. It would be so funny. You're evil. That's what April Fool's Day is there for, you know? That's how it works. Yay! Alphoiled again! I was right about the badge name. Amazing. We've done it. We've done it. Alphoi have been foiled. Alphoiled again. Holy moly. Let's put it on. Let's put it on and look sexy. Let's... Where is it? It's on the first page. Alphoiled again. Oh my gosh. The first page is done. Second page is nearly done. We'll get the second page done next time. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Amazing. I love to see it. We are so good. We are so good. Your badge is so high. Your badge is so high, Dylan. How does work? How does this happen? How does this happen? We are Alphoiled twins. We are Alphoiled, both of us. Both of us have been Alphoiled. Or, yes. Or maybe not us Alphoiled. Very cool. Thank you for your help, Dylan. Appreciate it.